Hey everybody, welcome to another video on my channel. This one is going to be different than all the others, so hopefully you stick around and watch it. But I am doing something different. I am going on a road trip and I'm bringing my camera along, or I guess my phone in this instance, that I'm going to try to record some of the sights I see just going on a random road trip through about 4 states: Illinois, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana, and returning to Illinois. So over a 4-day span, I have my stuff packed. It is raining outside, so hopefully that stops so that I can stop at these random things along the road, because that's what I kind of plan to do. Don't know how many of them there will be, but I'll record when I do stop what I find and see. I found a website that's like random Americana roadside stuff that kind of using as a guide to show me where some stuff is. But if you're new to the channel, normally I do a lot of video game stuff, as you see behind me, video games, here. So do a lot of that, do some hot food challenges with my friends and some other random stuff, but this is kind of random as well. This is new for my channel. So if you stick around till the end, hopefully you enjoy. Please do like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. As of the recording of this, I'm about 20 people away. So hopefully you enjoy, hopefully you subscribe. Maybe I'll do more of these, take some more road trips. I do get a lot of time off that I really don't use in the way you're supposed to use time off on vacations and stuff like that. So we'll see where all this goes. Maybe I'll do more. But if you stick around to the end, like I said, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy. And I'm all packed up. Everything's in the car, ready to go in this rainy day that hopefully clears, like I said. And I will see you at the first stop, wherever that may be. Thanks so much. Hey everyone, this is me from the future. Inserting myself right after I just spoke about to leave. So I'm back from my trip. The video is going to be longer than I expected for sure. Some of it is not going to be video. Some of it's going to be photos with me voicing over. Some of the museums I did not want to take video because there were a lot of people there. And I didn't want to get all these people. Some of them are in the pictures I took probably, but I didn't want to just be walking around with a camera and talking to myself. So there's other clips too that I am videoing, but I might be really quiet. And that's just because I haven't gotten used to talking to myself with other people around me looking at me like I'm crazy. So I kind of was quiet in some of the video scenes when there are other people around me. So hopefully you can hear me. Just turn up your volume, I guess, at those scenes if you can't, or just enjoy what you're seeing, and who cares about my voice and me narrating. But I also did decide to make this video a little bit about my overall trip with my Tesla. I have a 2018 Model 3 long range that I've had since 2018. So I'm at 93,000 miles on it after this trip. So I'm going to talk about how much it cost me for the whole trip, some of my experience, and I used full self-drive the entire time. So I'm going to talk about that. So if you just came here because you saw the title of my video, because I'm going to put Tesla in the title of the video, and you just want to hear about my experience with that, there are a couple spots in between where I kind of talk about it, but I will put time codes in the bottom, and the very end of the video is where I'm going to mention my costs, my thoughts on the full self-drive, and everything related to the Tesla experience of the road trip. So I do thank you for watching. Hopefully you can continue and make it through all the way to the end, because like I said, it is pretty lengthy, I think. I haven't actually edited it yet, but I'm going to try to cut it down as much as I can. And hopefully I'll get the picture sections good. But here you go. The next clip you see will be my very first stop in Illinois as I leave. All right, guys, my first random stop here. I am in Champaign-Urbana. So this has been about 200 miles. This little theater right here has a Roger Ebert statue that you can sit next to. So I don't know if you can see it there in the distance, but oops, sorry, my camera was all messed up, so that video footage looks probably crazy, but it's coming up right there. We'll go check this guy out. So, this is what it looks like. Yeah, we got Roger Ebert here. If my camera would work on me, giving the thumbs up. Pretty cool. Gonna take a seat next to him and see what I look like. Here I am, next to good old Roadtrip. So yeah, take him out, get his nose maybe, give him that thumbs up. So, pretty cool. Just a quick stop here in Champaign since I had to charge. I do have a Tesla. So with my Tesla, I had to charge it here, and I figured I'd stop and check this guy out. But looks pretty cool. Just a quick stop at the Virginia Theater. So we'll see where the next stop brings me. Thanks for checking out the video. We got a long way to go. Hey guys, so this is what most of my trip is going to look like. However, I'm not going to have you guys just watch me drive, and I probably shouldn't be doing this anyway, but wanted to kind of show you around a little bit of what the drive looks like for me. I'm going well over 1,000 miles on this trip. I think it was like 1,300 or 1,400 total. So as I mentioned in the last clip, I do have a Tesla Model 3 actually. It's an older one, 2018 I got it, so I've had it a while. But I did just upgrade to the full self-drive feature, so I'm letting the car drive itself. I do have to pay attention to the road, otherwise it nags me and will turn off. And I have to have my hand on the wheel with pressure, otherwise it does the same. So this being the first really long road trip that I'm testing it on, I'm kind of seeing how it does. So far on the route, 200 miles so far, it's made a couple mistakes. Both of them were in construction zones. One was it took the wrong exit because the construction actually split the road, and it got over into the wrong lane and wound up going about 2 miles out of the way and backtracking because it took an expressway in the wrong direction. So that was fun. And then the other one is it just didn't seem like it was going to merge in time for me not to feel safe. So it's easy enough to just take over. You just have to force the wheel or hit the brake or something like that, and you disengage it easily enough. So I took over and made the merge that I wanted to. So nothing crazy, but just some more inconvenience than others. But I'll see how it does this whole trip because I'm using it for everywhere. Even the little roads, like when I went to the Roadtrip thing, I had it take me all the way there until I had to park. Then I parked it myself. So we'll see how it does. But yeah, I will let you guys go so you don't have to sit here and watch this boring road until I get to the next spot. I'll see you at the next spot. Alright, so I stopped here in Mount Vernon, and here we have an Abraham Lincoln. So can't get close to him because this is apparently a courthouse, it looks like. But there's a gate, and I don't want to walk into it. But good old Abe Lincoln here. I don't know if he's copper, bronze, whatever. There is a sign here. So it talks about the courthouse. Don't know if it's a real courthouse still, or it looks like it's maybe active. But yeah, this town I did see a sign talking about Lincoln. So apparently it has something to do with Lincoln in this town of Mount Vernon. So I traveled about another couple hours from where I was in the last little clip. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I don't know how well this zoom works. It's just going to be a digital zoom, but I might as well zoom in. You can see them. Still getting used to. I bought this gimbal. Want to use it on this trip and another. Still kind of getting used to it, how it controls versus me just holding my camera. But it is pretty cool. So, gonna get back in the car here and get going. But small little town. I think there might be one more thing in town to check out. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Alright, another random roadside thing. Bunch of signs here for Mount Vernon. So it's got all kinds of traffic signs all around it. Kind of cool. Let's see, it's just a art thing. I guess there's right in the main part of town here. I don't know if this building looks like it's closed. And then there's a hotel over there too. But yeah, kind of cool. Figured I'd stop here real quick. And then I'm gonna hit up a supercharger to charge my car because it needs some charging again. I mean, I still got like 30%, but to make it to my destination without stopping somewhere else, I should stop somewhere before. So, kind of cool. Some random signs. The supercharger's just up the road, so we'll stop there and head out to my final destination for the day, which will be the bigger one. So, see you in a bit. And we are here at the destination of today, which is Metropolis, Illinois, which has Superman Museum, big huge Superman statue.
There's a giant Superman baby. It's a statue. You're right, baby.
Take a walk around them. Of course, the sun is in my eyes, and it's about 100 degrees. All these bricks seem to have people's names on them. I'm guessing maybe people that donated stuff. We do have a description here, so I'll leave this in frame for a moment, and you can pause it. Check it out. And let's walk around him again. And it looks like we can go up next to him, so I'll do that in a moment and try to get a picture or something. Just over here we got this big sign that says Super City, Metropolis, Illinois. Across the street, which is the museum. They have some artwork on the side. Action Comics #1. First appearance of Superman. Apparently there's a tour bus, or that's just a generic artwork that talks about a tour bus. Looks like it's cracked quite a bit, so pretty old, but with various Supermans. It does not have Henry Cavill, so it must have been before him, I'm guessing. Oh, there we go. There's about the brick. You can sponsor a brick and get your name on there. So it does look like there are many bricks with people's names on it, so I don't know if there's any spots even, unless it's just they're filling in the ground next to them. So we're gonna go up right next to him and see what we can do. Oh, there's another plaque. Yeah, let's see what this plaque says. Chamber of Commerce support. It does look like some of these bricks on the ground do not have names, so that's probably where they are. Very cool though. Get a little bit more up close, and then I'll see if there's any more Superman stuff in town besides the museum that we'll check out. Alright, we're here at the Superman Museum. Just in case, Superman comes to town and wants to change. Old school car. same from all the movies. Some standees there. And a little Superman myself up on the corner. Museum. Another phone booth over on this side. So let's go check out the museum. So this is the museum. It's $8 to get in. Check it out. I'm not using my fancy gimbal, I'm just holding my camera, so it might not be as super steady. Some cool stuff. Looks like it starts off with the old school Superman, the black and white TV show. Seen like 1 or 2 episodes maybe, but nothing really. Very cool. I'm guessing these black and white toys, statues are not period black and white. Very cool. Big billboard up here, wooden. I wonder if that was somewhere around town at one point. About the guy who brought Superman to town, apparently. 'Cause I'm sure this town was not based on Superman originally. Tom and Jerry Superman there. Super old looking pinata. Stuff on the ceiling. Kites. Here. Looks like this might be an authentic costume from one of the shows. This is one I have not heard of. I don't know who this guy is. It's well before my time. Looks like here we have glasses and the shirt and vest of Henry Cavill from, can't see what it says, either Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman, I'm guessing. One of those two. Cool. Don't know who any of those autographs are on there. No idea. Got all this stuff down here. Concept suit. So we're here. So like it says Lex Luthor from Batman vs Superman. Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor. This was the backpack from when the Christopher Reeve Superman, the guy who played the kid. Wigs. Marlon Brando, Christopher Reeve's wigs. Those are little records. I wonder what the promotion for, like McDonald's or something, probably back in the day. Don't know what that up there. Not sure. I got the Blu-rays in the box. Trading cards. I had some of these trading cards when I was a kid. I remember them. It's a completely fake film roller camera, apparently. From that Christopher Reeve movie. Find them. Let me go into this other room that was behind here first and then come back. So there's definitely some cooler stuff. Looks like more, it's like classic toys over time, and pinball, train. They do have a big toy store up front, so you can buy stuff. Puzzle. The Superman arcade game. This, they do have that Galloping Ghost up in Brookfield. I actually played it the last time I was there. It'd be cool if they had it turned on so you could play it. I have no idea what this is. It's just from one of the movies. A sculpture of Doomsday. I killed Superman. Old school like cardboard, but not cardboard. This one's wood, like cut out for you to stand behind. Cool. It's like some stuff back in the corner over there, back by their furnace that you can hear. Kind of cool to see all these toys at the time. Very cool collection. All the dogs. Those are obviously the newer DC Universe guys. There's a Lois. Let's come back around and back over here, and we'll come back down the middle. Because this looks, oh, what is this? Boots. Boots from someone. Is this original? Spacesuit. I don't see a spacesuit. This pretty beat up. This is probably one of the originals from one of the first Christopher Reeve movies. Maybe the original or Superman 2 or 3. So crystals. 1978. Looks like a lot of the stuff is potentially original. Old toys from probably the 70s. The Halloween masks. Toys at the bottom are definitely not the 70s, probably 90s or something like that. I wonder where that was. Pretty cool. Oh. This figure kind of freaked me out for a second when I walked around this corner. Kind of cool. I don't know what those are in the back, what those symbols are. I'm not a huge Superman freak, so I don't know a ton about some of the comic stuff. Just kind of the movies that I've seen. That's cool, Zod. Always my favorite from Superman 2. I don't know if those were mask cast from his face. Magazine covers. It's like a game. Scripts. Storyboards, Kryptonite, autograph picture. Very cool. cups and thermoses, and that Superman figure back there, I did have that. I actually sold it not too long ago when I found it recently. Some Superman phones. That's Mario, that's not Superman. I don't know why that's here. Kind of cool. Belt buckles. Some very cool older toys collection. Some really old cards there. Some probably 90s, 2000s cards. Collection of ties. More cards. These were definitely a little before my time. Very much old school, cool record player. Some of these things just kind of thrown back here. I wonder if they just, yeah, it says under construction. I was about to say, I wonder if they hadn't had time to display these yet. Some comics, newer ones. Some negatives of comics, I guess. I don't know if that's what they use to print them. Very cool displays for the comics. I remember the Death of Superman coming out, which I think is this one. It's been so long, and I never got it. Old school phone booth. Gonna go back around to that middle real quick. So I thought it looped around, but it looks like it might not. Maybe it does. I don't know. More newer toys from Man of Steel. I don't know who that guy is. Promo items. A lot of Japanese things. Of course, Superman needed a car to drive around. VHS. These little kids' outfits. Belts, toys. Everything was merchandised all the way back then too. Just a crazy amount. This was the Brandon Roth Superman. Oh yeah, I guess he actually signed it. Let's go loop back around now, and there's some more vinyl, newer vinyl. This is probably gonna be the longest clip of the video. Or one of them for sure. So I'm going quick, but also slow. Supergirl. Got some Supergirl stuff here. Movie props. I wonder what that hand was. Like that creature there? Is that in Supergirl? I think I've only seen Supergirl once. I don't know how long ago it was. The old school Halloween costumes. The newer Supergirl, the WB show. I remember this, but not really, even though I watched the show. Lois and Clark. Never really watched Lois and Clark. She became a superhero somewhere. No, Smallville I did watch. I'm guessing that's not his Superman costume because he never wore one. Very cool. A lot of pictures up here on the wall. And we're coming back around to the beginning. This is from the old Superman. Don't know what that is. Maybe the head for this guy. So, like I said, only a couple episodes of the show. Well, they got the VHS in there. So probably you can find it somewhere. Yeah. That guy must have been a regular villain, maybe. And we're back around to the beginning, so I'm going to end the video at the museum here. But we'll have more clips of Metropolis. Alright, so right down from the Superman Museum, there is this hidden gem shop. And it looks like we got some cool stuff inside. Not going to go in there though. But the coolest thing is this right here. This is Bob's Big Boy statue, but painted up as Superman. So that is pretty cool. He's just looking all, you know, got the big burger there. His overalls. Super big boy. He's very cool. I'm sweating up a storm here because it's 1,000,000 degrees, but let's see if I can get a shot with Big Boy here. Can't wait to get in frame with the selfie stick because I don't have a selfie stick. Just kind of holding this thing out. See if I can hold it any further. Oh yeah, there we go. I think it's tracking me. Yeah, kind of cool. So yeah, cool dude. Got the burger. Alright, cool. Let's go check out more stuff. Alright, we got this cool Metropolis sign artwork on the side of that building, that souvenir shop, which again, probably not going to go in there, but very cool. Just one more thing. I think there's supposed to be a Lois Lane statue somewhere, so let's go look for that too. Planet with Lois behind, so it looks pretty cool. Of course, it's sponsored by the casino. But yeah, very cool. I don't know if you can see that because the sun is. Time of day I'm here, it's super sunny, it's super hot. Yeah. Metropolis snacks. Statue committee, more people. Statue owned, sculpted. Cool stuff. Superman fan. I mean, you can go through this stuff pretty quick. But it's really cool to see. Something to do in the way south end of Illinois, that's for sure. Yeah. Very cool. I think that's where I'm going to call it a day. And, get some dinner, relax for a bit, see what there is to do in this town at night. Probably not much, but then head out in the morning for probably the longest part of my trip, going through Kentucky and then into West Virginia. So I will see you in the morning when I head out. I'll do a quick video then. Thanks for tuning in again. Alright guys, I am staring into the sun because I want to get the casino. I guess you can't see it because it's tracking me. But I did stay at the Harris Casino in Metropolis. So I'm going to be heading out today, heading through Kentucky for my first destination. And then my second destination, final for the night, will be in West Virginia. So don't know how many like little side stops I'll do like I did yesterday, because this will be the longest leg of my trip, so I want to make sure I get there before it's like super late or anything. But yeah, this casino hotel, the hotel was pretty nice. They actually had a wireless charger for my phone built into the hotel. It was a basic hotel, nothing fancy. Food, I didn't eat here because it was super expensive, but I'm gonna walk back in, I think, and get breakfast because that looks like it's normal price. But yeah, pretty good. I have a feeling this video in general is going to be a lot longer than I expected it to be initially, so I'll try to put timestamps so you can just fast forward to stuff you might want to see if you don't want to watch the whole thing. But let's start my trip after I get breakfast here. Heading into Kentucky. I believe the other side of this river is Kentucky. Very cool. little video. I am here charging. Just want to give an update for my car for any of those that are interested in how I'm making this road trip with a Tesla charger. Sorry, my watch was going off. But I'm sitting here at the Tesla charger, superchargers. It took me 10 minutes to charge here to get to my next destination. They usually have you charge just enough to get to your next destination, so it's usually not that long. The longest one so far on this trip has been 30 minutes. One thing I've noticed is the further I get south, I tend to be the only Tesla charging at these locations versus up by my normal state in Illinois, or northern Illinois that is. Usually it's much more. At this one here in Kentucky, they do have some other non-Tesla chargers. There's one, I don't know what kind of car that is, maybe Cadillac over there charging, but I'm ready to go to my next stop. See you in a bit. All right, this spot here was just where they had the Cocaine Bear in Kentucky, and so this was really just a little gift shop. Kind of wouldn't recommend going here, but they did have the actual supposed Cocaine Bear stuffed for you to see. They had some KFC merchandise and other merchandise as well. So just a little stop on my way to my final destination of the night. All right, so another video in my car. I don't know how well all this comes out, but I haven't had much video today. I did take those pictures of the Cocaine Bear at that little shop that you will have seen right before this clip with my voiceover. But I am now heading into West Virginia at some point here, a couple hours probably. But today is the longest drive for me, but it's been all like this. Sorry, bouncing around here, but it's all been Kentucky for the most part. I started in Illinois and I'll end in West Virginia, but Kentucky has been very scenic. The drive has been very scenic. Not much traffic on the highway here or anything like that, but very cool. It's got some hills, you know, kind of going up and down the hills. The view looks really cool from the top of some of these hills. You can kind of see in the distance there. Then occasionally you'll get a town, but there's big stretches of road that are just scenery for the most part without the McDonald's arches in there. So very cool though. So just kind of wanted to show a little bit more of the drive since I haven't recorded too much today. Tomorrow we will have much more, and hopefully, depends what time I get into West Virginia, I'll have one final little clip there, and then I'll start West Virginia tomorrow as well. So continue watching for the rest. This is my last stop of the day. I'm here to see the Mothman. I am too late for the museum, which is closed, so I will check that out tomorrow. It's pretty cool. People walking over there. Is made out of metal. So yeah, pretty cool. I wonder if his eyes light up or anything. They appear to be like glass, plastic, something. I think is right there. Maybe it's somewhere else. That's an ice cream shop. Maybe I'll hit that tomorrow too. Apparently band's playing somewhere. Playing Green Day, so some cover band or something. But yeah, came out here to Mothman. It's dusk. I got here way later than I expected. So very cool. we're back here again. It is about 9 something, so I gotta wait a little while for the actual museum to open. But I'm right here at the statue again, waiting for it to open so I can go in, check it out, and then be on my way. So we do have What's the Scoop, also not open, but it looks like an ice cream shop, kind of based on the Mothman, or maybe they have Mothman themed stuff. We'll see what they got, or at least they have the Mothman holding some ice cream. So there's the museum over there. Looks like they, based on some signs they have out there, they have an escape room that opened in July or June, so I don't know where that's at, but being by myself, probably not going to do an escape room. Just check out some of the things around town here. We have this Welcome to Point Pleasant little band sign. The corner here, one of the things that is open is this coffee shop. The sign lit up literally just like a moment ago. So it's cool. This place has the Mothman cookie, so I might have to go in there and see what that is. And we got a pop culture place that is also not opened, but it looks like they have some bunch of pop culture stuff. And then mostly nothing. There is, it looks like a government building across the street, and then that says hotel over there. Kind of over down at the end of the road there yesterday is where the bands were playing. There's a historic Lowe's hotel in the same center as the Mothman. She's right there. You can see they got this cool clock that says Hartley Square. So that's pretty cool. And then over here is the museum. World's only Mothman museum. So let's see what's in the window. And then I'm just gonna chill and wait out until they open. Here in about 30 minutes or so. But yeah, gonna have to definitely get some merch. It's a cool bike with the Mothman man. They probably have Mothman mini golf. Museum. Oh, of course they got Fallout merch. I don't know what that has to do with Mothman, but Mothman plushie. So cool, like Halloween thing here. Carvings. So as you can see, their open sign is not on yet. Then we got the Point Pleasant Trading Company next to it, which looks like they got Bigfoot stuff, and some Mothman stuff. That Mothman Mountain Dew thing looks pretty cool. So this place is also not open. They're closed. Mothman root beer on tap. Mothman other cryptid merch. Let's see if this place opens by 10 too. Maybe I'll check this place out too. They got some cool looking related stuff. Mothman merch. And then looks like just an antique shop next door. So, and then yeah, not much else in this part of the town, at least. Mothman Frisbee. So yeah, we'll chill out in the car and then check out the museum when it opens here shortly.
Release their story. They are met with disbelief. That same evening, over 90 miles away in Salem, West Virginia,
We're in the museum here. I'm gonna do a quick record through, and then I'm just gonna walk around myself because I don't want to talk. There was a line waiting to get in, so there's some stuff from the movie. Just autographed poster. Some movie set stuff. Saw the movie a long time ago. I think I'm probably going to rewatch it. It's been forever.
stories solid custodian were described to be the same thing. The monster's nocturnal habits and bug-like eyes earned it a nickname. Someone reporter investigating the story dubbed this creature.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into detail of any of these things. I'm just going to go through this quick and then I'll watch it. There is a gift shop out front, so I'll do a little video of the gift shop when I leave. I wanted to get in here first and then do the gift shop later because I'll probably buy some stuff.
West Virginia, hundreds of local residents report seeing a terrifying creature with bat-like features, red eyes, and massive wings. So what is this strange monster that people call the Mothman? Some residents think that the Mothman sightings are just coming from imaginations run wild.
Whoever's doing it is checking that it's influencing them.
Obviously, something has happened here. Something unexplainable and terrible. But no one at the time had the foresight to understand exactly how horrific it would eventually turn out to be. Dozens of innocent people would die before the truth was known.
Playing a documentary back here with some chairs and just chill and watch it. Documentary about the movie and other stuff.
There, he discovers a pair of large, glowing eyes. He immediately takes aim and fires.
Thought that the other people that who discovered it are self-bent and so forth. Saw the same thing he did, but thought perhaps it was so shocking that they didn't add details. But the thing is about the Mothman, the Mothman was a paradox. It's something we don't pretty look at. And it was about some pretty tall, dark, gray, or black, on a 10-foot wingspan. That 10-foot wingspan probably isn't going to lift something that's 7 foot tall. It's biologically didn't work, but people have seen it.
Again, don't know. I think it's
The 1980s were a dead zone for Mothman research. Sightings of winged humanoids and giant birds continued around Appalachia. In northern Pennsylvania, a string of reports of a pterosaur-like creature made regional headlines during the early 80s. Meanwhile, around Point Pleasant and West Virginia, the red-eyed creature that dominated headlines during the late 1960s had faded into relative obscurity. Despite the Mothman's lack of popularity, kids still warned one another about venturing into the TNT area after dark. Tales also circulated amongst the locals, such as one in which hunters encountered a mysteriously large bird in the early morning hours. A group of teenagers even claimed the family of that one large figures in the back of the hunters. As the years
In the meantime, giant Mothman statue goes out over downtown Point Pleasant, reminding visitors and residents alike that a strange and terrifying creature may still be out there. Point Pleasant, West Virginia. This riverside hamlet is considered by some to be the site of the first avenue of the Dutch. But more recent otherworldly events have sparked a revolutionary change in our understanding of the universe. And many of these encounters are commemorated at the Mothman Museum. Artifacts from West Virginia's bizarre paranormal history fill the space. But there is one item here that stands galaxies apart.
They are plastic, 7 inches across. They're very rare. They're almost destroyed.
According to a cult author and expert, Susan Shepard, these artifacts tell a terrifying tale of a visitor from afar.
They are one of the most important
What exactly do these reel-to-reel recordings reveal about an extraordinary incident that to this day remains a mystery? November 2nd, 1966. Mineral Wells, West Virginia.
Alright, I'm going to end the museum tour here. I'm going to look around a little bit more detailed myself, and then get to the gift shop.
When his wife reads him,
This is the store. They got a lot of shirts, posters, comics. They got DVDs. Random stuff. Hats. Hot sauce. Mothman blend coffee. I wish that wasn't in grounds because I need beans. I'm doing a beer. I'm going to put coffee in a beer. Shot glasses. Christmas ornaments. Yeah, I'll get one of those for my sister. Ooh, plushies. Pins. I'm in the back of my car here. Just giving anybody who's following the Tesla portion of this video a little update. I'm at a supercharger right now, charging up somewhere in Ohio, and I have spent around $117 on this trip so far for electricity, supercharging. Going, I think I'm at like almost 1,100 miles at this point. So I calculated out spending around 11 cents per mile. So superchargers are way more expensive than charging at home. If you charge at home, it's usually a lot less. So, but yeah, so you'll spend a lot less money if you're not traveling on trips because it just costs more to travel. And as you can see behind me, it's a super cloudy day. So the clouds are everywhere. I'm going to let my car charge, and while it does, I'm going to go grab some lunch. Most of my stops have only been like 10 minutes to charge, so I'm going to leave this one charged a little bit longer than it tells me, probably just so I can get a bathroom break and some lunch in, and then continue on my trip to the next destination in Cleveland. So thanks for joining me for this trip. Today is my last day. I got a couple spots to visit today, and then my trip home tomorrow. And maybe a couple random roadside stuff tomorrow. Depends how I feel in the morning. So, see you at the next stop. Alright. We are coming up on what I'm sure this neighborhood loves, which is my first destination here in Cleveland. It is the Christmas Story house.
Well, this is our pass, look. I'll show you the house.
So yeah, there's a ton of people here. There's the house, a gift shop, and a museum, I believe. So quite crazy, packed with people. They do tours. I know I can take pictures, but I don't know if I can do video, because I saw something saying like, oh no live streaming. But we'll maybe check out this museum and stuff first. Bench here. So yeah, let's see if I can go in. Maybe record, I don't know.
So you like the
This is the gift shop. They have tons of merch. Tons and tons of stuff. The rabbit, the leg lamp. Games, pajamas, plushies, car hangers, cards, books, socks, all the hats from the movies that the kids wore, all kinds of stuff. Buy your own leg lamp. They got all different sizes. So gonna see if I have to check in for the tour. All right, so here in the Christmas Story House, I did not want to do a video. They didn't say I couldn't, but there were a lot of people in here, and I just didn't want to record all of them. Get these people. There was a lot of noise, people screaming, talking, about all the different stuff, taking pictures, etc. So I decided to just take pictures myself. So just talking over what you see here, the lamp, obviously. Not going to mention every single picture, but I tried to take as many pictures as I could of things from the movie. Now, they did say a lot of the house internal scenes were recorded on a soundstage somewhere else, but they have gone through and made this look identical to the way it did in the movie itself. So not all of these props were real. The lamp itself, they said 3 were used in the movie. All of them broke. So any lamps you see, they are not the real ones. And actually in the house here, I don't think anything was real. They did also have like soap and the decoder ring and all that stuff. The museum is across the street, which is where they have a lot of the props. And you'll see that here coming up in the photos very shortly. They have some work in the museum, as well as the reviews, which you kind of see on the screen, I think, right about now. The reviews being horrible. The Red Ryder BB gun, obviously. And a lot of these are all props used in the movie. There was also some things about the filming and the cast, some photos. I didn't include all of them, otherwise I'd be going on forever. I did take a lot of photos, but they were in here as well. 2 of the pieces they said they didn't have were the bunny outfit and the sheriff outfit. And they said they believe that's because the actor, I forget his name, but the guy who played Ralphie, they said they believe that he actually has those. So I'm just going to let the rest of these photos kind of play out without me talking. They do let you in the house try on a lot of these things. So anything in the house you could touch pretty much. So it's kind of cool. You could pay an extra $10 to walk around the bunny suit, or you could even stay overnight. They do an Airbnb, although they said it's like $5,000 for Christmas itself and Christmas Eve. But hopefully you enjoy. Alright guys, I am still in Cleveland. I tried to come to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday, and apparently there was a big WWE event, so I could not even get close. Traffic was insane. The roads were closed. So I just went back to my hotel and decided to say I will try this in the morning. So I got here plenty early in the morning, got parking right next to it. But I got about 30 minutes or so before they open. So walked over here, and there is this enormous stamp, rubber stamp, it says free. Can't quite read it in the camera because the direction it's facing is backwards, because I guess, just like a stamp would be, it's going to, if you stamped it down, then it would be correct. But it's friggin' pretty damn big. I don't know if you can see the building behind it, but it's like the side, the piece you're supposed to hold. It's probably about 3 times as tall as me, at least. So pretty crazy. And I'm going into the sunlight now, so yeah, just decided to stop over here, and then I'm gonna head into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Take a little video of me approaching, but I will not be recording everything in there, but I'll probably start and stop videos for brief little pieces, or take some pictures and do voiceover like I have for a couple of things here and there on this video in general. So we'll see you at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Actually, before we get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, saw this. Looks like a firefighter memoriam for some firefighters who gave their lives in the line of duty. Out here on the corner by the big stamp as well. So very cool. I'm gonna walk around it real quick. I'm not sure if there's more names. Yes, there are. More names on the back. And looks like, thankfully, they haven't got around to the other one yet. Yeah, names on both sides of the one stone pillar. But yeah. So now I'm walking down to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. One thing I noticed walking to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they have these little art pieces. So let's turn the crank for music. I didn't turn it long enough, but it has some music. Some cool architecture. Downtown Cleveland. There was another one on the other side of this bridge, so I'll show you that in a second. Alright, this is the other one I said on the other side of the bridge. So the guitar looks like it's a slide also. So you can climb up and slide down. This one has a crank as well. Let's see what this one does. So music as well, just as long as you're cranking it. Yep, there are stairs for you to go up. Then I've seen these a couple places. These look like speakers. I saw it on a other building complex though, so I don't know if that's what they're supposed to be, but that's what they sure look like. They said something on the back here. Yeah. So, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, 2015, 2009. So, kind of cool. And the Hall of Fame is just over there. Alright, some kind of memorial here for this guy right before I get the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And there is music playing. So I'm just going to pan around this corner, probably do a short clip, and then turn off the video so the music doesn't get copyrighted or anything. And head in when they open shortly here. So, kind of cool. And they got a big screen playing music. Looks like they got stuff under construction right now, so kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll go check it out. All right, this is going to be my longest voiceover here. This is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Excuse me, I decided not to do video. There was nothing explicitly saying I couldn't. However, there was tons of music playing the whole time, and it was very crowded, very loud. So I would not have been able to voice anything that you could probably hear as I was walking through this place. Plus, this would then be just well over an hour-long video of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because that's how long it took me to walk through it. It was actually in kind of a rush because I wanted to head home. This was my last day of the trip, and I wanted to do this the night before, as I mentioned. However, I couldn't. So when you walked in, the first thing you saw was the 50th of hip hop, which was kind of cool seeing some of that stuff. And then it started back more towards the beginnings, as you're seeing in the photos now, with Elvis and Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, and some of the bigger rock people from the early eras. This 1984 section was really cool. This was during me growing up for the most part, so I remember a lot of this music. It was very cool with like Billy Idol. There was Michael Jackson, Annie Lennox, Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Prince, The Van Halen guitar you saw to start this section, sort of. LL Cool J. So there was a lot of cool stuff in the '84 section, and throughout the whole entire experience was just very cool in general. Uh, I would say definitely go check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you are in the area and if you like music. I would not call it a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore, really. I would call it a Music Hall of Fame because it has all genres are in there, not just rock. I don't even know what you would consider just rock nowadays. It's kind of broken down so much into different genres. But here you see like Motown, then it kind of went through like the 60s, 70s, had stuff from those eras in there. A lot of information you could read. You could see the placards on the bottom. So you could just sit there and read this information all day. Went through the punk genre with the Misfits, the Ramones, a lot of stuff in there. There was a whole display for Sub Pop records, which was really cool as well. As you can see here with the Melvins and some other, uh, really cool stuff that was throughout the entire basement. Oh, and then the Beatles, obviously, with pianos. It's a little dark in my photo. Sorry about that. And the Rolling Stones. But there was huge sections just dedicated to all this stuff as you walk through. They did have a cool display for the women of rock or women of music, I would call it more or less. You got Susie and the Banshees there. That unfortunately my photo kind of cut off something. So some of them that I've turned to the sides have been cut off a little bit. So, but hopefully you can still get the whole gist of everything. So, really cool section with just dedicated to women in music. Very cool, going back to early times, 80s, mostly 80s, I would say, are some of the earliest stuff in here, maybe 70s. So nothing really big before that, but they had a lot of the artists from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Then they did have current stuff too, like there was even stuff from Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish in here. But very, very cool to see that they had that whole section dedicated. Uh, let's see. And then after that, there was another section that kind of did have some other stuff that was more uh, kind of some of the bands you'd recognize from the 80s, like Def Leppard coming up here in the future, in the near future of my slideshow here. And then there's Green Day. There was Alice Cooper, Depeche Mode, Madonna. Elton John was also listed. They had an outfit from him. Bruce Springsteen, you see there. So just very cool stuff. This section was broken down by floors. This is all the basement. So the basement was really the majority of the entire place. The other floors kind of gradually, obviously, got smaller because it's a big pyramid. But they had some of the floors where you can actually interact with things, which is coming up here, and I do have a video of that. So, video of one section on the second floor, which was very interactive, which will be coming up here shortly. And then the third floor and above, they had sections where you could go and interact with different pieces. I have some video or some photos of those, which I'll show after the second floor. Big Pink Floyd section that you see. Again, here they had Janis Joplin and Jimi Hendrix in their own like big, huge area of the hall. So that was kind of cool to see just a lot of stuff that they had related to them. So yeah, we'll check out the second floor coming up here in a second. All right, doing a quick video. I'm doing mostly photos for this because there's copyrighted music. Plus it's really loud, so I can't talk or anything. But this is the second floor, which it looks like they just have music you could play. A place called The Garage, their floor. So very cool to check things out if you know how to play or want to practice or pretend you know how to play. Kind of a cool spot. Kind of mini studios set up so you could check stuff out. Studio over here. Very cool. A couple pinball machines to play as well. And then the Foo Fighters is out of order. It's the newest one, I believe. Just came out not too long ago, but it's out of order. What's going on here? Kind of tablets. I don't know if you could sign up for something. But yeah, kind of cool stuff. And unless it's not loud on the next floors, I'll be back to photos only and my voice over it. Okay, what you're going to see here is I believe it was the current inductees, the ones that have most recently got inducted, including like Rage Against the Machine. They did also have where you can vote for them as well. And then after you walk out of this little section, you will see the wall where they actually have the plaques of all the years. They have them separated by years with each artist there with their signatures as well. And then as I go up the escalator, you'll see the Pink Floyd The Wall, which was kind of a cool display. Nothing else on the floor but that was very cool. And then that's really it for this video of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or I guess slideshow. And then I got one more stop on my way before heading home, and I will have video of that. So thank you so much, and we'll see you at the next stop. All right, everyone, my final stop on my trip here before heading fully home, other than a charger stop. But this is the Hall of Heroes Superhero Museum in Elkhart, Indiana. So I'm going to head in here and check it out. Hopefully do a little video. I may or may not talk much in the video. But walk around and then or pictures maybe. We'll see how that goes. I'll see you back in a moment. Alright, this place is already pretty cool. They got a lot of screen use stuff, they said, like that thing right there from the old 70s Captain America. It's like comics and toys. Fortunately, there is a glare, and I'm gonna go kind of quick through some of this. Very cool. This is signed. Looks like Stan Lee. A lot of people. Marvel signed it. Some comics. So they got the 70s Spider-Man signed. Some comic cells. Very cool. This is actual screen used bike, it says, from Ghost Rider. So very cool. A couple different Iron Mans. I guess he had a Shelby.
Yeah, mostly.
Oh, let's go. Oh, yeah, he's right here.
It's pretty cool. So they made that clay figure that's used for Spider-Man 3 for the Sandman. Very cool. Hey, it's a box of cereal or something. I actually have that comic at home. I do have that Punisher one right there. I have it graded actually. So it's kind of cool. Sorry again for the reflection. You see me in the reflection a lot. That's Spider-Man down there. Apparently we've gone to the DC side. Actually, I guess not all DC, but maybe just lunchboxes combined in general. So I did have that Spider-Man right there. I used to have some of these Secret Wars characters too. I actually sold them all a couple years back.
Totally got it.
Did you do what you wanted with it?
Superman stuff. Saw enough of that in the beginning of my trip, so Batman is always cool. Stuff from the old 70s show. Looks like they have an Adam West signed piece.
Yes.
Some soda, I think as well. The Death of Robin, I do have that comic at home as well. The Dark Knight, I don't have. That first printing of The Killing Joke, I do have actually graded 9.6, I believe. Some of the more modern stuff. These are really pieces used. That bird there when he turns. Some pieces from the Clooney Batman. Not Batman. Yeah, Batman. It's been a long day. A lot of autographed stuff, which is kind of cool. Autographed pictures from Smallville. There's some like Hanna-Barbera stuff. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Okay, this is cool. Greatest American Hero. I loved the show when I was a kid. It is actually signed as well. This suit, I don't know if it's original. Oh yeah, screen used it says. So that is pretty cool. Some of the comics from like Mad Magazine and stuff. Figures. Very cool. Plastic Man cartoon. Wonder Woman stuff. Legion of Doom. I don't believe they have one of those at the Superman Museum. Some cool Batman stuff. does look like it's seen better days, but in pretty good condition for being from the 60s. The Riddler costume, Jim Carrey's Scream costume. From the Gotham show here. That's kind of cool. Got an autograph picture from the original Keaton Batman. Very cool. Don't know what the Big Bang Theory has to do with anything, but there you go. Oh, they even have TV show Heroes. There's tons of glare. Sorry about that. Got a piece of the cape here versus they have a full costume at the other one. Cool autograph stuff from Smallville, Superman 2, Superman 3, which is horrible. Wonder Woman. DC stuff. Sin City, Aliens. I don't know if that's an Aliens comic. Aliens vs. Predator, I do have that comic. There's some Transformers thrown in. I do have that. #1 Transformers. Graded. Maybe I should get the #3 graded. I do have that as well. G.I. Joe, Master Universe, the Tick. I do have the #1 of the Tick also, but not the first print. Same with these turtles. I do have some of these turtles. You got the Tick costume from the 2000 TV show. Or original Tick costume. That is cool. Dog. Sheldon from The Big Bang. Batman. So, a lot of cool stuff here. I'll end the video here, and I'm going to do a quick wrap up when I get to the next charger station. Thanks for checking out the video again, as I keep saying throughout. Very cool. Hey guys, I am here in my kitchen. Made it home after 4 days on the road trip. Everything you saw, hopefully you enjoyed. I know some of the video was probably okay and everything, but I also probably went a lot longer than I wanted to. Took too many pictures for some of the places, like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm recording this before I edit it all together. Hopefully I was able to edit all together and make it presentable. We'll see where my editing skills wind up when it comes to doing the photo stuff and doing voiceover. That's something I've done a couple times, but not really, I don't think, in any of these videos. So hopefully you enjoy it all. The trip went really well through just kind of some of the things I wanted to talk about. The overall trip started with just me wanting to do a road trip, and I chose a destination of the Point Pleasant, West Virginia, where the Mothman was. So wanted to go see that, and then I just basically said, hey, what else can I make out of this trip? And that's where it became Metropolis and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then I looked for other things along that route. So that's kind of where the route came from. So one of the couple things I want to show that I did get at the Mothman place, got these cookies. Already ate one of them, but I managed to keep them from breaking, take them home. Gonna finish those off. Those were pretty good. Did get a couple Mothman t-shirts, which I think are really cool. So got this one here. That one's really cool. Hopefully you can see it. It's tracking my face, so I cover my face up, not sure what it does. Then I got this one here. This one's just basic Mothman. Pretty cool. And they had a bunch of cool shirts, so I kept myself to just getting 2 of them. So I did enjoy that place, pretty cool. It rained on some of my driving time, but every destination I got to, the weather was great, with the exception of it being like 90 degrees everywhere. So other than that, it was great. Great trip. Enjoyed it. Traveling through Kentucky and West Virginia, the scenery was great. So being able to use my car with autopilot or full self-drive, where I can just kind of relax and watch, look at the scenery, look out and about. However, I have to continually look at straight, otherwise the car yells at me. I'll talk about that in a second, because I'll talk about the Tesla stuff in a moment, but want to save that to the end in case you're not interested in that. But I will have time codes and everything, so you'll be able to just see that. I don't know, I'm saying that here at the very end of the video, but maybe I'll record a little clip that you would have seen in the beginning after my first statement of, hey, I'm leaving. So thanks so much for checking out this whole video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. I don't know how long it is yet, probably longer than I want it to be, but please do like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel. I need about 15-20 more people. I'll hit 1,000. So that's kind of my goal for a little while now. And hopefully you enjoy this randomness. Like I said at the beginning, this is different for my channel. Normally I do a bunch of random things that are usually related to video games or food challenges, hot food challenges specifically. So kind of just trying to expand out, do some other different stuff. So thank you again. And now for some of the numbers for anybody who was interested in the Tesla stuff, and I'll talk about what I think of full self-drive after going 1,610 miles in 4 days. And I used full self-drive the entire time. I did disengage it sometimes, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But it cost me in supercharging superchargers, as well as I did charge it to 100% when I left home. So combine all that charge together, it costs about $212. So that is about 13 cents a mile. Not sure what that comes out to, if you had gas. It all depends, I guess, on how many miles per gallon you get in your car. But the superchargers are more expensive, and they're different priced based on state and location. Kentucky was a lot cheaper, and versus my electricity at home, I pay 13 cents a kilowatt at home, so I can charge the entire car for 10 to 15 bucks. But some of the supercharger stops were $25. So, and that wasn't to charge the entire car. The way the supercharger stops work, if you aren't familiar with that, they kind of want to get you enough charge to get you along your way quickly and get you to the next stop, where you can either stop or you're supercharging again. So average stop was probably between 10 and 15 minutes. I thought I counted up how many stops I did, but forgot about that. But it was like 12 or 13 stops, I want to say, the whole time for the whole trip. Average stop 10 to 15 minutes. There were 2 stops that were around 40 minutes. And both of those stops were because there were slower, older superchargers, and it was quite a distance for the next one. One of the stops particularly, the supercharger that was between the one I was at and the next one was not working. So Tesla knows that in the car, so it avoided that and took me to the next one. So it made me charge almost to 100% that time. Usually it's got me charging to like 60 to 80% to get to the next stop. And usually I have 20% on the next stop already. That's about what I had on average when I got to the next supercharger or to my destinations. Kind of the way I did the trip is I just put in my entire trip, including any little side stops. Put all that in there so it knew where to stop me. And then the supercharger before the final stop of the night, I kind of charged up a little extra because I do use what's called Sentry mode, where all the cameras are on and the car stays awake the entire night, so that way it'll record if anything happens to my car. And that does use a couple percentage overnight. One night it used like 4%. One night, it's all based on weather, I think, and if it goes off more or less. One night it used like 8%, so almost 10. So wanted to make sure I had extra charge for that. Everything worked out fine. Usually it would tell me
It calculates how much charge you'll have by the time you get to your next stop. On average, it was actually, it overestimated. So it said, oh, I'd have 18% when I got there. And then as I'm driving, that would go up, and I'd wind up with 20 or 21. I would say on average, it was 2 to 4% off in my benefit. Like every time I got there, I had a little bit more than what it said I was going to have. So that was very cool. Some of the numbers related to the costs of what it cost me to drive my Tesla. And this is I have a 2018 Model 3 long range. It started with 310 miles for the battery. Being as old as it is, 6 years or so, I've had it since that. I've probably lost 10 to 15% of the overall battery. So via just degradation, and it's kind of leveled out now. But so I don't get 310 anymore. I get like between 270 and 280 with a full charge, I think, roughly. I'm just guessing on that, really. But then as far as full self-drive, this is my first real trip with full self-drive using it, and it is really good. There are some disadvantages to it as well, some things that they think they need to work out the kinks. I used it almost 100% of the time. In Cleveland and Indiana, for the tolls, I turned it off ahead of time. Their tolls, you have to take a ticket. If it doesn't recognize my iPass for Illinois, it can use my iPass, and sometimes it recognizes, sometimes it didn't. You have to get a ticket at the start and then at the end of the toll, and then pay. And they have the gates, not just like Illinois, you just pass through them all. So I just didn't trust it. I just made sure that I used it, especially since the lines were way backed up for those tolls. I just turned it off and drove normally through the tolls and stopped as I needed to. So that's the point where I turned it off. Always turned it off near the end when I got towards my destination, just to take control of myself. Just used to doing that, especially pulling in somewhere. Then a couple spots where I disengaged it. Besides that, there was one lane, usually it's because it's in the wrong lane. So there was one time it was in the left lane to kind of curved over, and there was a weird lane that wasn't a lane, and it thought it was, and it got in that lane, which actually just went right into a median. So it slowed down, so it didn't hit the median, but I had to basically take control and turn over into the proper lane and let it go, and then turn it back on and go. So that happened. Another time, I was going onto an on-ramp or an exit, and it kind of has the lane marker, and then it's kind of just a shoulder. It's the shoulder. So it thought the shoulder was a lane, was another lane. So it actually was driving in the shoulder for a moment. I turned it off, got in the regular lane, turned it back on. Those were 2 times, basically all the times I disengaged it. Times that it screwed up on me were during construction. So there was one construction route in Illinois where it was down to 2 lanes, and the lanes just split. And like, it kind of said, oh, this one goes this way and this one is the route I had to go. But this one was an exit going completely the wrong direction. And right before it split like that, it changed lanes into that lane, and then it split, and then it took me basically 2 miles out of the way because I had to basically turn back around, come back around, and go the normal route. So that screwed up. It did that on me. And then just some things in general, not necessarily a screw up, but things that I know as a human that the car you would think would know, but it doesn't. Things like, oh, my exit, it's a 4-lane highway, my exit's on the right, a mile and a half up, or 1 mile up. I'm in the 3rd lane over, so I got to get over 2 lanes. Well, it'll randomly start going into the left lane to try to get around cars. When I'm like, you should be starting to get over a little sooner, just because of traffic and the way it is. It seems to wait really long to do that sometimes. So I think that needs to be improved on. It does get you over. That's great. It does it. The other thing is it tends to stay in the passing lane forever. So whereas in the past with enhanced self-drive or enhanced autopilot, it would get out of the passing lane pretty quick. This tends to stay there. So if there's no cars on the road, it'll stay in that far left lane as long as forever until somebody starts coming right up on you. Then it says, oh, I need to get over because I'm in the passing lane. So I think it should probably get out of the passing lane better. That's another improvement in my mind. And then one of the final improvements would be kind of just knowing a little bit better of how some of the lanes work, which you would think it would know, but it just doesn't. Like the thing about getting over, like I mentioned, and then there's a couple other times where it feels like it should know that something is up ahead and it needs to do certain things. It would also randomly brake when a car was next to it or a big vehicle that I kind of thought might have been coming over. Randomly brakes quite a bit. The other thing is when it sometimes, say the speed limit's 50, I have the cruise set at 50 or 60, and it just cruises along like 40. It just doesn't get up to speed, and it gradually will start going up to speed after a few minutes. It doesn't seem to just go up to the speed that I want it set at. That needs to be improved as well. And then there's one other thing I wanted to mention, but I can't remember. Yeah, that's kind of the big ones, really. Where the speed, it's just not getting up to speed. The random brakes, those are really, I think, the final ones. Maybe the speed thing was what I wanted to mention. So for all of you that made it to this part, heard all my Tesla garbage. If you're a Tesla person, hopefully, maybe that's why you came to the end of the video, wanted to hear all that stuff. Maybe you just skipped everything else in the video because I mentioned there were time codes in the beginning, and you skipped all the way to this just to kind of hear my thoughts about the full self-drive and about the car in general. So wanted to say thanks for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end, and I hope you do subscribe to my channel and help me out. If you don't like a video, just don't watch it. That's kind of all there is. Check out the ones you like. Plenty of YouTubers out there that I subscribe to. I'll click on one of their videos if it interests me. If it doesn't, I just wait till the next one. So thanks again. Gonna sit down and edit this long video. I don't know if I'll have it tonight, so this might happen and go live a little bit later. But we'll see how it goes. Thanks again. Later.